It was a boring draft because we had so much hype built up about a bunch of trades that could go through, and the big ones like the Lakers trading for Buddy Hield and Miles Turner was a rumor out there trading 17. Nets trading up, right? Bunch of trade action. Obviously Portland, right? Portland making a trade and to get a star, and they obviously tried. They obviously tried to get one. But I think it starts with Portland. You got to talk about Portland. I think I was a bit surprised to see Charlotte go with Brandon Miller over Scoot Henderson. I thought that when you're picking that high in the draft, I understand that Brandon Miller is a better fit, but when you're picking that high in the draft, you usually go for the better player. It's usually just the rule of thumb. So I'm surprised they did that, but it also goes to show you how highly they view LaMelo, that they still went in that direction with Brandon Miller, right? And didn't take Scoot, even though we could argue Scoot's a better player. You really want to make sure that LaMelo's the ball's in LaMelo's hands and that he's controlling the offense. So I gotta respect. I didn't do that on purpose. I gotta respect that. So Kill Mill is headed to Charlotte, and
we're not
we'll
gonna make
see.
that
We'll see.
That's not his nickname.
That's gonna catch on.
It's not gonna catch on.
Kill Mill's gonna catch on, but he's headed there, and I think it's a good pick though. Seriously, he's a good hooper. I think it'll fit guys who can shoot 6'9", 6'10", can create off the bounce. You can't get those guys enough. So that'll be a good fit for them with Miles Bridges and the rest of them. But boy, they got a team full of convicts over there, huh? They got Miles Bridges, they got Kill Mill, they got who else? They got
LaMelo be getting in trouble too.
Who?
LaMelo be getting in trouble too.
Does a good job of hiding it. He's a saint on that team in comparison to what we talking about. James Bouknight falling asleep in cars off lean or whatever it is. I don't know. So it's a situation over there, but it's a good basketball pick. It's a good basketball pick. What else?
LaMelo, he ain't getting no legal trouble, but there's a couple I saw on TikTok. It's a couple people that be at the Charlotte games.
Yeah.
He one bad day away from getting a ticket. He be hitting like 60 leaving the arena.
I've seen it. He be hitting 60 coming out the garage, about to run people over. I see that. He wilding. He thinks this is real life GTA. That's what he thinks this is. Yeah, he operates like that. I've seen that too. So you're right. You're right about that. We're only one bad day away from him being in some trouble. But he's so good, he'll probably get off with it. So
he the last hope for LeVar.
That for real. And then the Portland situation, right? I think that's where the draft starts. They obviously tried to trade for star players. We know of a confirmed trade offer they made to the Nets to get Mikal Bridges. They tried to offer them the 3rd overall pick and Anthony Simons, which has Nets Twitter on fire right now because it's just making the rounds. People are finding out about it. And by the way, I'll just say this: I'm glad the Nets didn't make that trade. That was the right decision not to make the trade. Sean Marks is doing a great job. I got no problem with that choice. So I'll leave it at that. I won't go into detail. I'm gonna turn this into a Nets podcast. But them not making that move, now we're waiting for the next domino to fall, which is Damian Lillard requesting his trade and asking out. And so hopefully Dame does ask out and we can move forward. But the rumor is he's not going to be making a choice until free agency starts. So we got another month of this crap of just speculation. So yeah, he's annoying. But that's the entire draft night right there. We could talk about individual players, but that's the draft night.
Yeah, there wasn't much that went into it.
What happened?
I said there wasn't much that went into it. It was Scoot going to Portland, which creates a little bit of a log jam.
Yeah.
With 3 guards, for sure. And Dame's got some decisions to make, but
4 guards.
True. But with Orlando, I was looking at that. Now they have like 5 point guard combo guards on their roster, so they got to do some trades at some point. Cole Anthony.
I'm trading Cole Anthony just because he's corny. He's out of there. Bye.
Cole Anthony's got to go. Jalen Suggs. It hasn't really worked out. Otherwise, I don't know if you make this pick if he had hit in the last couple years. And Markelle Fultz. I mean, you're not really tied to him long term.
I do like Markelle though.
He is good. Of the 3, that'd be the one I keep. But
yeah.
Anthony Black is really good. So I'd want him to get as much run as you can because this team's not really competing for anything. And
got a nice core though.
Yeah, he's a good player. And next to Paolo, that's going to be a solid piece. So,
yeah.
Who was outside of Wembanyama? Because we're not even going to discuss that. Outside of Wembanyama, outside of Scoot, Brandon Miller, in that first round, which player you think is like really in the best position to make an impact this season to help their team out?
That's actually I think there's a lot of ways you could go with this. I think the draft is the talent was pretty equally dispersed all over the draft. I think if you're looking at it, I love the Lakers pick, the JHS. I don't want to say Jalen Hood-Schifino. I've liked him since since pretty early on in the draft process. I've been watching him. I like him a lot. I think he can impact them off the bench. He's going to play. I think he's going to play. Plug and play guy. He won't, you know, if he starts, it's because, you know, there's injuries. But he's going to be a nice change of pace from D'Angelo Russell, be a nice addition to the backcourt. I like him a lot. Obviously, Anthony Black is a guy who's going to go in there and just run the show right away alongside Paolo. To who else would I say here that I like a lot? Jarius Walker. And where exactly did he go? There was a movement. There was a movement there with him. I think he ended up in Washington.
No,
Where?
in Indiana.
Indiana? Oh, lucky him. Nice location. So yeah, he ended up in Indiana. Okay, I think that's going to be a good fit, though. He's going to be a good player with Tyrese Halliburton, Miles Turner, Buddy, if they keep those guys. That's a nice phase, and impact them right away. Like, think about like a Jeremy Grant. Like, that's what it's going to look like. And not right away, but you're going to see flashes of it. So I think that's a nice little addition there, too. But yeah, going on, and there's a lot more. I mean, a lot of guys in this draft class are really solid as well. I think Dariq Lively can help the Mavericks pretty early, right? Just coming off the bench as a backup five as well. I think Dariq Whitehead can help the Nets, right? Coming in off the bench. I really think he can. I think he can come in, knock down shots at least in a spot up role, but I think he's gonna have a bigger role than that off the bench. He's gonna grow. He's gonna be asked to run the offense when Spencer Dinwiddie is sitting on the bench. And hopefully it's Damian Lillard, not Dinwiddie we're talking about. And he could back up Damian Lillard. That'd be nice. But yeah, I think that it'll be a nice fit there for him too. I think he's gonna have a nice role off the bench.
Well, for me, I liked the Miami Heat pick.
Oh yeah.
I mean that fits them perfectly. Like he feels like an undrafted, but he's good enough. Like, he's been in college a while. He's skilled. He's got the back to the basket. He can shoot. That feels like a Miami Heat pick.
Yeah.
Right there. He's gonna play right away because they're gonna lose Max Strus, and he kind of slides right into his role, I think. Julian Strawther from Gonzaga going to Denver. That was a really good pick because, like they were saying on the broadcast, they're going to be picking this late moving forward, and they've got a lot of money tied up in those top three guys. So they've got to hit on these picks. And I think they hit on Christian Braun or Brown. I keep saying Braun. Christian Brown. And I think this is a solid pick too. Like, he stayed in college an extra year to develop, and he's a spot up shooter. He's better as a spot up shooter. So you need shooters around Jamal and Jokic. So that's another solid pick. And then I like the Amen Thompson to Houston, which I feel like this signals the end of Kevin Porter Jr. at some point. Like, I don't think that contract's really set up long term for him to be tied to them. I think there's outs in that contract. So, and I upside wise, I like Amen a lot more than Kevin Porter. I think that kid athletically is probably the most athletic kid in this draft. His playmaking is solid, and if he can develop a jump shot, it doesn't matter if they keep Jalen Green or not, but he's a franchise piece right there.